Hello and welcome back to Squid Nation. I'm your host, the Squid God. I am joined once again by the evil Queen of Bingo Beagle.
What?
Yeah, you worked that one out as well. So, and finally, we're going to be out of the main Disney streamlined films, excluding Raya and the Last Dragon and whatever outdates this episode by whatever. We're going to be talking about the last of the revival era of Disney.
Yay!
So, for those who don't know, this covers the era of Princess and the Frog all the way up to Raya, but we're not talking about Raya because
we've not seen it.
we've not seen it, and again, I refuse to pay 20 quid. So, what did you think of the revival era?
Love this era.
Again, it was more Disney was coming back into form as the major animation studio,
Yeah.
and or as I like to name it, the oh my god, Disney didn't stop buying properties for this entire decade, did they? Bob Iger went a bit money crazy with that. Which think of it as you will. Like I say, I think there was some great things that came out of it. There were some not so great things.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna leave out of that one, save that for different rants. But well, say Oswald was back. That's all. That's important to me. But
I'm joking myself.
all right, I wasn't that funny. God, I'm not a comedian. Rub my own ego.
I wasn't choking, was it?
Yeah. But yeah, we'll jump straight into this era because I think you're buzzing to get to this because you love this era completely. Starting with one of the prettiest Disney films I still think of the modern era, Princess and the Frog.
Princess and the Frog.
Do I even need to ask you your opinion on Princess and the Frog?
Love Princess and the Frog. I
Okay.
made you watch this.
Yeah, you did. You dragged me through
Before
this.
we even started this marathon, I made you watch this.
I remember this was, for me, right, when I was about, 10 years old. This was my, this is a Disney girl film because it was on all the DVD adverts. You know, if you had a Disney film back then, it was always on there.
Wishing on the Star, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, when Prince Naveen was first revealed.
Yeah.
You know, the kissing would be nice.
Nice.
Yeah, it was that. So it was like, oh, God, it's a girly film. But no, years later.
Together.
But no, years later, one of my favourites, absolutely. Love the animation, for starters.
Yeah.
There are so many little details in the film that look fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't really have a lot of negatives other than the free frog catchers are a bit meh, but even then, that's such a nitpick.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, Tiana is one of the strongest Disney characters, if you ask me.
I love Tiana.
Like, she's got such a great attitude to everything.
She needs so much more recognition.
Well, she might be with, again, outdating this video completely. There's that Disney Plus show that's coming out about her, isn't there?
Oh, yeah.
Tiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm quite looking forward to that, seeing what they do with that. But no, she's got quite a good amount of energy to her.
Yeah.
And she's one of the more feisty Disney princesses, I find.
Exactly.
Yep. And I do like how we kind of went in the opposite of, no, sometimes you do need to slow down and take in everything, you need to take in life other than just work 24/7. She's got a nice balance, I find.
Yeah, and even when she becomes a princess, she still goes to work. She still gets a restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. She still works for a goal.
Yeah.
No, but even then, the side characters are pretty good, with Ray.
Yeah.
And is it Louis the Crocodile? Is it Louis his name? Louis, yeah.
And even Evangeline, she doesn't even talk.
And yet she has such a big impact at the end, yeah. So, and even then, I think special mention as well to Dr. Facilier.
Oh, Facilier.
Love Facilier, love the
Brilliant.
animation,
Love
love
his
his
song.
charisma. It's still weird. I know you probably won't know this because you're not a comic book fan like me, but it's weird to think if anyone's seen the 90s Spawn, the animated series, it's really weird hearing him go from like such a grouchy, edgy voice to voicing Dr. Facilier. If you ever YouTube it, trust me, it's really jarring. 18 plus though. Oh dear God.
I read somewhere what said his like first name, and it was really like generic. But I can't remember what it was. I cannot remember what it was for the life
Bob
of me.
Facilier.
No, it wasn't.
It was Bob Facilier, I'm telling you now.
I'll search it after this, but yeah.
But yeah, so absolutely love it. Other than that one little bit which I thought was a bit, not needed. Everyone just bounces off perfectly. Even Naveen, I really like Naveen.
I like Naveen.
I like Naveen and his character. I love his like charisma and everything.
Oh, and Charlotte. Lottie.
Or as I like to call it, Galinda in animation form.
Lottie's brilliant.
Galinda in animation form.
Yeah.
That is it. I like how she like embodies like the very like classic cliched like Disney tropes. but still makes it kind of hopeful in that weird, like, childlike way.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish she had a bit more to do, but other than that, and even then, like the butler character. Do you remember his name?
What's his name? Lawrence.
Probably. I wish he had a bit more. He was a little less annoying, but he's not in it a lot, so I can't complain. But other than that, it's I think I would say it was the last 2D Disney animated film, like officially, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's a shame because I think it's probably one of the prettier films out there.
Yeah.
And even then, the little Easter eggs in it as well. You know, like Triton being on one of the floats and everything.
Yeah, and the magic carpet was in the opening song.
Yeah, and the music. Oh god, the music. And even how it switches styles in the songs and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm getting off topic with that one song specifically. But yeah, it's definitely worth a watch for multiple reasons. I couldn't brag enough about Princess and the Frog, except for one thing. The next film is easily my favourite mainstream Disney film of all time, Tangled.
Yes.
Absolutely adore Tangled to death. Easily my favourite one.
Me too.
So, right, name a negative.
No negatives.
No negatives. It's just fantastic. Flynn and Rapunzel have such a great dynamic. It is honestly my favourite Disney relationship ever.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, we've even cosplayed as it, for God's sake.
Yeah, it's like our Disney film, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's our film.
Well, we watched it 3 times in one day, for God's sake, just because it was on, and we just went, yes.
Yeah, and like personality-wise, we connect with them the most, I feel.
Yeah, I still can't get my nose right. But no, even the pacing is fantastic. The songs are brilliant. Even the deleted songs are fantastic.
Villain's brilliant.
Yeah, Gothel is... is it? Would you say underrated? Because a lot of people talk about her, but...
I think she's underrated in a way.
I think she needs to be on more t-shirts.
Yes. She needs to be known more as, like...
Get rid of Cruella or the Evil Queen. I want the Gothel on there. Don't you look at me like that.
Cruella, yes.
No, I'd argue the Evil Queen too, but alright. Gothel works on so many levels.
She's brilliant.
And even you've got to remember, a lot of, like, I won't say spoilers, but you've had 10 years to watch this film, like 11 nearly this year. Right, but, you know, this is a film that, you know, ends with her stabbing one of the main heroes, for God's sake. And, you know, he does bleed out and everything. But even then, Rapunzel's dynamic with her hair, you know, that's fantastic as well. So, and Rapunzel's such a bubbly, lovable fool. It's brilliant. Pascal and Maximus are great additions.
Brilliant.
They're like the animal sidekick, but they actually mean something and contribute to the main plot quite a bit.
And it's like you can't imagine it without them. So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I do think Maximus is my favourite out of the two, though. Just because he's actually got a rivalry with the main character, well, with Flynn.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's actually got a good dynamic with one of them being completely oblivious to the whole Disney trope thing of the animal. So they've actually got, like, this love-hate relationship going on. I don't know, it's just got an energy to it, and the animation is gorgeous.
Love it.
I could gush about this film forever, as you can tell. But even the streets look good!
No.
Disney, seriously, do more...
And the lantern scene.
Yeah, that lantern scene. Oh, that's gorgeous.
So pretty.
Well, Tangled, to me, is the definition of a perfect film.
Yeah.
Like, people who argue it's a bit too generic, I'd argue they were wrong. It's just, to me, it's... This is going to be a weird analogy, but it's the Sonic Mania of Disney, as in it takes all the classic elements you love and refines them and remixes them into such a perfect package that it is impossible to hate. Check out Tangled. There's no excuse for not seeing it.
It's got to the point now when we're watching it, people are just like, you're watching this again.
It might have become an obsession, granted, but you could argue we're too passionate about it.
Should we watch Tangled?
Yeah, let's watch Tangled after this, you know. Should we watch the series after it as well? And Ever After it as well. So you're giggling, I'm being serious. Let's watch it again. You ever got any final notes on Tangled other than it's perfect and everyone in the history of anything ever should watch it?
I would continue, but this episode will just be about Tangled.
Yeah, let's not make a Tangled themed episode yet, because that would go on for 24 hours.
We will, one day. Maybe.
One day, yep. Okay, shall we move on before we get sucked into this?
Aww.
All you need to know is Tangled is the best Disney film ever, and I will fight anyone on that statement.
Yeah.
Okay, moving swiftly along before we get carried away. Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph.
I really like Wreck-It Ralph.
I like Wreck-It Ralph.
Again, as someone who plays a lot of video games, especially like old arcade games as well,
Yeah.
I really like Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
Granted, it does feel a bit Toy Story, but with video game characters at points.
Yeah, it feels very Pixar, even though it's not Pixar. I
Yeah.
was confused with Pixar.
I think it was quite a nice idea focusing on the villain for once.
Yeah.
And like showing the importance of a role, even if if people don't like respect that or like it, and them having to come to terms with that.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a good dynamic, and Ralph was quite a likable character.
Yeah.
Again,
Well,
separate rant for the sequel, but we'll get to that in this era specifically.
I think Vanellope is my favourite in it though.
I like Vanellope.
Vanellope's great.
What about Sonic the Hedgehog is the best. I don't know. I like Fix It Felix. He's one of the underrated ones.
We've met
Fix It Felix as well when he was
he was
starring
in Waitress.
Yeah, the
musical.
West End version, wasn't it? We went to see him.
We went to see him, and it wasn't till we got to the stage door. I was like, well,
No. It was the halftime interval, and I was laughing because I went, oh god, I can't picture. He just sounds like Fix It Felix, you know.
Yeah,
I can just only picture Fix It Felix, and we looked at the program. Oh god, it is actually Fix It Felix.
Yeah, we met him at stage door.
I know, but that was weird because I remember I was about 12 when I saw Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
So that was really bizarre coming back to that. Like, oh my god, he was.
He even did the jump, didn't he? He even did the Fix It.
Yeah, he did the Fix It Felix jump during
Never Getting Rid of Me.
Never Getting Rid of Me, yeah.
Song. Oh.
So that was So yeah, I do have a bit of bias there. That was a very big. Oh my god, did a child come
and
out here?
he was so happy we knew who he was.
Yeah, we'll just ignore he was in Smurfs Lost Village. But yeah, a little biased side. But even then, his Gunner friend as well. She was quite good.
Yeah, I can't see her other than Sue Sylvester from Glee though.
Shh. So she's a really good guy. I even like I think because I've got a bit of a controversial history with Disney twist villains, but I do think Wreck-It Ralph does it well with King Candy.
Yeah.
Turbo. Yeah, and I like how going turbo is a big theme of it, so it's nice when it actually plays into a already established villain becoming, a different villain.
Yeah.
That really works, and the sidebook plot's quite that was a bit generic, granted, but I think it worked for what it was.
Yeah.
It kind of represent Turbo in a bigger scale. But yeah, I like Wreck-It Ralph. I think my only little complaint as a video game nerd is they could have gone to more video games, other than just Sugar Rush, but other than that, that's a personal gripe, really. Yeah, why wasn't he in Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed? Which is a game Wreck-It Ralph appeared in, by the way. Fun fact. It was a kart racer. Right. But, other than that, it was a good film. I remember, do you have a favourite scene from it, by any chance?
I don't know.
Because I remember my favourite scene, because it actually hurt me when I was young. It was, when Ralph smashes the car.
Yeah.
That is, raw emotion there.
I don't know. I was like are you mimicking me?
You're mimicking me. That is a cute scene.
I love that scene. And I like the ending, the ending bit where she's like, those who have ever upset me will be executed.
You're a Vanellope Simpebs, just for
I am. I love Vanellope. She's ace.
She's definitely an underrated princess, isn't she?
Well, she is a princess.
Yeah.
Why isn't she with the Disney?
She needs more merchandise, if you ask me.
Yeah. Your sisters love Vanellope as well, so.
Yeah, but they're kids. Does it count? Obviously.
Obviously.
But yeah, I do like Wreck-It Ralph. I wouldn't say it was the best thing ever made, but I do think when it hits hard, it hits hard.
Yeah.
And it's quite pretty, and it's got some good tropes that I wish kind of stuck with this era.
And you always smile at least one moment.
Yeah. Or nearly cry. God damn it. Right.
I wanted that go-kart when I first watched it.
Seriously, it's such a mess, and that's.
I know, but I wanted it.
But yeah, watch Wreck-It Ralph. Honestly, it's good. It's a good time. Even if you're not into video games, it's a good time.
I'm not overly into video games.
I bet you don't even know what Tapper is.
No, but.
Or Street Fighter.
No, I'm completely oblivious to video games, but.
I bet the only character you really know is Sonic and Mario and Pac-Man, and that's about it.
Well, I know of others from you talking about them, but.
Yeah. As you know from my gameplay footage, I suck at old 90s video games, but I play them anyway, so. But yeah, watch Wreck-It Ralph. It's a really good time.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready to move to the big one? Frozen.
Frozen.
I'm gonna let you start with this.
Why?
Because what was your opinion on Frozen?
I love Frozen.
I really like Frozen until the third act.
It's not my favourite, but I love it still.
I couldn't say loved. I love a lot of the characters. Elsa not one of them, I'm afraid, but I think. But the third act is the main thing that makes me go. I think it's right. It stops me from saying I love this film to it's a good film.
Yeah.
The third act really lets it down for me.
Yeah.
But let's say, for starters, I think the best part of the film is Anna.
Yeah. Like, when I was younger, Elsa used to be my favourite, as you know.
Yeah, I do know.
Because, like, I just felt more connected to her when I was younger. Like,
Well, isolated, I've got my own thing going on.
Yeah, and
I
like,
wish I could run off and turn into an ice princess and then make her ice castle,
I just
obviously.
didn't really talk to many people, and I like to stay away from things. But like now, I feel like Anna's the best. Like rewatching it, go without watching it for so long.
I think it's as well because like Anna is actually the main character when you think of it narratively, right? And I don't know, Anna just has that energy to me.
Yeah.
And it's literally it's like the whole like generic bubbly princess trope, and it does get turned on its head.
Yeah.
So I just like Anna.
And Kristen Bell.
Yeah, it's Kristen Bell being Kristen Bell. You can't complain. Shout out to the good place.
Yes.
There's just so much kinetic energy there, isn't there?
Yeah.
So Kristoff I think is a good supporting character.
I like Kristoff.
Don't love him like a lot of people do.
Yeah.
He's no Flynn Rider.
No.
But like I think he's got a good dynamic, and I like how that bit of he's the one who puts his foot down and goes, no, you're going a bit too far with this. But at the same time, he's a massive dork as well. I think that's a good contrast.
I'd like to see Kristoff and Flynn Rider meet.
Yeah, Flynn would own him though, easily. It's not even a competition. Come on. I'll take Maximus over Sven any day as well.
Yeah.
And I do think as well, right. I think the main thing as well with Frozen is the soundtrack blew up. That was the main thing that got it. You know what? It's a really good soundtrack.
Yeah.
But I will say, I don't think it's the best version of the soundtrack, though. That, I think, goes to the Broadway musical version.
Yeah.
Because that soundtrack is fantastic.
They added songs as well.
Yeah, they added songs, and but they even amplified old songs. Like, my favourite song from Frozen is Love is an Open Door.
It always was, wasn't it?
Yeah, but then you hear the musical one, and it's so much better.
And you were not a Let It Go fan. You just liked Let It Go.
Well, yeah, because like at the time as well,
it's
like
so popular.
I know, but no, it wasn't because it was popular. It's because it was everywhere and you couldn't escape it. And I think it was an alright song on its own, but I didn't think it was great, like a lot of people did, even at the time. But then it was just because, right? If you were around in 2013 and 2014, it was everywhere for a full year.
But like we put the Broadway soundtrack on, and you was like, "I'm skipping Let It Go." And then
because we got it for the car, didn't we?
Yeah, and then we got to it, and you was like, "No, I need to listen to this now."
It is. I do think the Broadway version is the better version of Frozen. I haven't seen it yet on the West End, unfortunately.
Well, hopefully.
Hopefully for one of your presents, but But oh my god, the musical soundtrack is so much better. But yeah, but the original. But getting back to the actual film version, it's got some nice visuals. And the first two acts are really good and really well paced, but that third act really lets it down for me.
Because of the twist, is it?
Pardon?
Because of the twist for
No, not just because of the twist. I think Elsa's character arc kind of crumbles at that point.
Yeah.
I think the pacing becomes really weird with the rock troll stuff. Say Olaf's really not really needed in the third act.
Well, you've got a controversial opinion on.
Well, no.
On Olaf, and
No, I don't mind him in the first one. Like.
You did it at first. You hated him.
No. But we'll get to the second film when I start ranting like hell. But no, in the first one, the second one made me appreciate like the minority of Olaf a lot more. Right, where he was just in the background, and I didn't mind that, and he did have a story point. But yeah, Elsa, I don't really get the hype personally. Like to the extent that it is.
Yeah.
But that's about it really. So and Hans is one of the worst twist villains.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can make the arguments it makes sense in the context and whatever, but I just don't think it's well written, that bit. To me, it feels like they rewrit it.
They planned for Elsa to be the villain, and then when they changed their mind, it was like, who can we make the villain now? Well,
Yeah.
wait.
And I think like a minor thing as well that I don't like as well is I don't like how Elsa is framed as the main character in all the market when it's Anna.
Yeah.
Because it's Anna's narrative, and that third act like completely pushes it to be Elsa when half the film we hadn't even been following Elsa. I do like the sisters' love message though.
Yeah.
I mean that was quite a nice direction.
Because you was expecting Kristoff to, like you expect Kristoff to be the true love, but
yeah,
it was nice that it was.
but no, with Frozen, I think it's definitely got more highs than lows.
Yeah.
But that third act for me really lets it down. It makes it it takes it to a good film rather than a great film. I think if that third act was fixed, it would be in my top 10 easily.
Yeah.
But as it stands, it's good, not great to me.
I think it gets better if you watch it and then leave it for a while and then rewatch.
Oh yeah, definitely. But you got to remember as well in the 2013-2014 era, that was nearly impossible.
I watched it so often I bored myself with it.
Yeah, which
And
is
then-
you never want the burnout feeling, do you?
No, and then that's why I've watched it since this marathon.
No.
Since then.
Right, I think we should move on before
Yeah,
more pitchfork.
okay.
Next is another one I'm not a big fan of, unfortunately. Big Hero 6.
No.
Right, I think this is more because again I'm a comic fan as well. Right, and Big Hero 6 was never one of my favourites, and I still don't. I don't have any strong opinions of this one.
No.
I mean, I think it's all right. I think like the most positive thing I can say is it was nice that Stan Lee got to be in like Disney animation form, which was one of his dreams.
Yeah.
That's about it, really. I'm not a big fan of what they did to Baymax.
Yeah.
I kind of like him as like that alien bulk. But other than that, and like the side characters, they're all right.
Yeah.
I ain't got much to say.
I don't.
Again, a very bad twist villain as well.
Yeah, it seemed like there was like a lot of twist villains now.
Well, this was the error of it, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But, yeah, real. But with this, I don't think there was enough to hold my attention. And I'm a big Marvel fan as well, as you know this. I'm a big Marvel fan, but Big Hero 6 didn't do it for me. I mean, Baymax was alright. I preferred his comic version personally, which that's controversial.
Because I didn't know his comic version, I liked Baymax when I first watched it. But
I mean,
because I knew the real thing second time.
I'm not going to spend too much time on Big Hero, but if you're into superheroes, I'd maybe recommend it. It's an okay it's only okay to me though.
And the brotherly message, like the brother message.
Yeah, I will always be with you, literally.
Yeah.
That was alright. I haven't watched the series though yet, so
No,
I might have to give that a
we should
try.
probably watch the series.
Yeah. But if you're into superheroes, it doesn't hurt to check out. It's alright.
Yeah.
So they've got cool abilities, you know, all the like with the superhero suits. Baymax and Hiro. It is Hiro, by the way. Right. Have a good bond. That's all I can say about it, though, really. Okay, moving on to one of my favourites, actually. Again, other than its little third act bit, but Zootopia.
Love Zootopia.
Love Zootopia. The world building, fantastic. Judy Hopps, fantastic. Nick Wilde, fantastic. The whole cop dynamic, fantastic. It honestly, it feels like they took a classic crime thriller and just Disneyfied it.
Yes.
But with an animal theme, and it just works so well.
Definitely. Oh, I love Zootopia.
Say, do you have any negatives about it first of all? Because my only negative is really the twist villain.
Yeah, but even I can deal with it in
I know, but it should have been better though, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
I wish they revealed her in the second act.
It doesn't ruin it for me.
I won't say it ruined it, but I would say it's definitely a problem that could have been. I think they should have revealed her in the second act.
Yeah. Or at least hinted a bit more.
Yeah.
Because she is so sweet and everything at first.
It feels like a different character.
Yeah. Even her voice changes.
Yeah, exactly. So, and
feels like
and again, I think it's a good song on its own. But like, you know, the Shakira song at the end. That seems a bit.
I like the song.
No, I like the song, but it does feel a bit forced into the film when that's not really what it's about. But again, that's such a minor thing, and I swear there was a furry anime in it with those tigers. No offense to furries if you're into that, but it's a little thing I noticed. All right. Yeah, Judy and Nick, easily the strongest part of the film.
Yes.
They have such a good dynamic, and I like how they are fleshed out characters as well.
Yeah.
You know where both of them are coming from. And again, you could argue it's a bit buddy cop filmish, like very typical of it, but I think it's got its own unique spin to make it stand out.
Yeah, definitely.
Mr. Big is the best character though, and I will fight anyone who disagrees with me.
Pop Flash.
Hey, Nick. No, Mr. Big. You know, just for his Godfather references, easily. And I like how, like, even those little bits that are set up at the beginning, like, end up contributing at the end to the bigger mystery. And whoever, like, casted J.K. Simmons as a, like, Lion Mare as well, like, top casting choice for me. Omni-Man deserved that. Alright, fine, J.J. Jameson, but, you know. God, there's not much really wrong to say about Zootopia.
I could go on about Zootopia.
Everyone should watch it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And even, like, the in-jokes in it as well really work in that, like, meta-type, like, sense.
And you don't realise how dark the actual story is. Like, because it's just so...
I do wish some of the deleted scenes were kept in, though, if you've ever seen them. Like, because originally it was going to be a lot darker.
Yeah.
And it's like racial themes were going to be a lot more in your face.
Yeah.
Some of them I wish they kept in, because it gets really dark at points.
Yeah.
Like, if anyone's seen it or, like, need to, like, look up the polar bear deleted scene, like, with the collar.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The shot collar. That's honestly heartbreaking.
Yes.
But other than that, yeah, watch Zootopia. There's no excuse not to watch it. Watch Zootopia.
Yes.
So, anyway, moving on. I'm going to move on quickly because, you know, if I start going on about Zootopia, this might get
And yes, it
very
is
long.
Zootopia.
It is, well,
Here.
we're from the UK, so it's Zootopia.
Yeah, but...
Zootopia, Zootropolis, whatever you want to call it.
I just thought I'd mention that.
Awesome master. Okay, next, Moana.
Moana.
I really like Moana.
I like Moana. It's not one of my favourites, but I like it.
I like Moana herself. I think she gets a bit grating on times, but that's a personal thing.
It's mainly that one...
The repetition.
Yes, those lines.
I do think the best character is the grandma.
Definitely.
Yep. I will say though, right, Moana is probably the prettiest 3D animated film out of the lot, just for the water effects.
Yeah.
I like summer looking movies anyway, so you know, when you have gorgeous animated water and beaches, that's a sucker for me.
Yeah.
And I think like the villains as well, other than Takara.
But there's no real main villain, is there?
I know, but the coconuts are quite cool.
Yeah.
And
Tamatoa.
Tamatoa is godlike.
And Takar, yeah.
Takar, is it?
Yeah.
Or is it Car? I don't know.
Takar.
Takar, yeah. But yeah, so aesthetically, I think it's one of the more unique ones.
Yeah.
And like, you know, even like the grandma's like paintings and stuff of them all, like that really stands out to me. I wouldn't mind a whole like animated feature just like that.
Yeah, I'd like to know some more of like the stories of Maui. It's like what he did.
Yeah.
Told by the grandma.
Maui, I think, failed to live up to the hype for me.
Yeah.
I like his song. That's about all I can say. But like I said, and his tattoo's cool.
Yeah, I liked Mini Maui more than
Maui. But no, I think it's more. I kind of find it hard to believe that Maui did half the stuff that he bragged about.
he struggled so much sometimes.
I know, but I think it was wrong because it was established that he gets a tattoo for everything he does.
Yeah.
So and this is proven at the end, you know, when he returns the heart.
Yeah.
So it's proven. Oh no, he did all this stuff, but I kind of find it hard to believe with him.
Yeah.
And this might just be me as well, but it's hard for me to see Maui as a character when all you really hear is The Rock. That's a personal issue, I know, but to me, Maui's not Maui. He's just The Rock animated.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I've really got to say about Moana. It looks pretty. So it's got likable characters. The grandma is easily the best character. I did like the dad. I think he's quite underrated.
Yeah.
And one thing I don't get with it though is the side animals.
No.
Like they're not really like because the only I'd argue it's Hey Hey, wasn't it?
Yeah,
But then what was the establishment of the pig?
they market the pig more. They market Pooh more.
No, because you can get the toy of the pig, can't you?
Yeah, but it's hard to get stuff with Hey Hey on, I find.
Yeah. Because on that playset in the Disney store at the minute, you can get it's the pig that comes with a set, not Hey Hey, isn't it?
I thought.
No, those little hut-like type ones, those little mini
Oh, yeah,
ones.
I thought both of them were in it.
No, that was only the pig I remember seeing.
Oh. Well, that's...
I might be wrong on that completely, but you know.
Don't quote us on any of this.
No, we're just talking.
Don't hold us accountable if we're wrong.
I think the one thing as well that doesn't work in Moana fully for me is because Because it's trying to be that meta of, oh, we're taking the mick out of Disney princess films while being a Disney princess film, but I think Tangled did it so much better.
Yeah.
Because, like, Tangled, it's like you take a real person and then put them in that situation with Flynn. You know, like, fighting, you know, a sentient horse. You know.
And I don't sing.
Yeah. Like, you take those elements and that, like, creates, like, you know, genuine, like, you know, drama and bits and bobs, but it still works within that context. But, you know, just saying, oh, you're a princess that sings and... Yeah.
Your dress and a pet sidekick or whatever he says.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean anything in the end, does it?
No.
Oh, and I think the third act goes on a little bit long.
Yeah.
I like the ending, but it does go on that smidge bit long.
And I think it was a little bit overrated. A little bit.
I don't know if overrated is the right word. Overhyped, maybe?
Yeah,
but
it's hard to say what I mean. Like, I can't explain
I will say I'm glad it died down a lot quicker than Frozen did.
Yes.
Because it made me kind of respect it a little bit more than Frozen in that respect.
Yeah.
I do think Frozen 1 like is slightly kind of a better film.
Yeah.
I do prefer Moana over Frozen 2, which is where me and you disagree, but...
Yeah.
Alright, shall we move on?
Yeah.
So, Moana's really good. Watch it.
Yes.
Definitely. I understand if someone said it was one of their favourites, though.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Okay, next is a film I really don't like. Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Oh, I like Ralph Breaks the Internet.
I don't... Right, I'll get this out the way. I'll get the positives out the way. I like the princess scenes. You know, when they actually go to Disney.
Yeah, the... Oh My Disney, is it?
Yeah, Oh My Disney, the app.
Yeah.
I like them scenes. I like the ending bit where the princesses all team up to save Ralph.
Yeah.
And I like the ending of, you know, Ralph letting Vanellope go.
Yeah.
That's it. I really don't like the rest of the film. It feels like... Oh, on the Rickroll.
Oh,
but that's an end credit for it, so... But no, I really don't like Ralph Breaks the Internet overall, though.
I do like Ralph Breaks the Internet.
I don't know, because it's one of those... I think it fails as a sequel overall. Because, for example, you know, like, a lot of the big themes... Like, one of the big themes in the original Wreck-It Ralph was Turbo.
Yeah.
Right? You don't go Turbo. That's one of the massive themes. But yeah, what's Ralph Breaks the Internet about? Going Turbo.
Yeah.
But they never bring up the phrase ever again.
No, it was forgotten.
Yeah. And even, like, Vanellope as well, like... I really like Vanellope's arc in it. But I wish they actually, like, you know, contributed to the original. Because the original... It feels like the original doesn't exist in that film to me. Like, none of the events happen. And Ralph is such a jerk in it. Which I know is kind of meant to be the point, but he feels like a different character. Like, they took a lot of the sensitive side out of Ralph. And they made him just a selfish, whiny brat. And I really hated that element of him.
Yeah.
They turned him into an idiot, basically. Like, a selfish, arrogant idiot, and I really didn't like that about it. And even, like, the whole, like, you know... Like, trying to, like, satire the internet in a kid-friendly way was a bit corny to me. I know you can't really go out because it's, you know, like, Disney family-friendly, but... It's the internet you're trying to satire, so... It kind of felt a bit forced and, like, watered down in that respect.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
And it's just those elements which makes me go, what was the point then? It's one of those films I don't get why it was really made. I think if it was an entire film of, you know, Ralph and Vanellope jumping through Oh My Disney and learning the whole message, you know, of don't be a selfish git through that.
From the other Disney characters.
I think it could have been a lot better.
Yeah, it would have been a good film to tie all the Disney characters together.
Yeah, because then it could have been a celebration of the company kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, kind of what that new Space Jam one's like, kind of marketing itself on with the WB characters.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. I think it would have been a better idea. But with how it stands, it kind of feels clunky to me. It feels like if it was a film on its own, then it would have been fine. But, like, since we've already got these characters established and how they react to everything, it just kind of feels forced.
What do you think to the new characters?
No, I don't really have any strong opinions on them. There was, what, the ad dude?
Yeah, Stanley, was it? Stanley?
But again, he didn't really have a lot to do, did he?
And then there was, yes.
So was it the dictionary guy?
Yeah, and yes. And what you call her?
What, Gal Gadot's character?
Yeah.
She was okay, but again, it still felt a bit... What's in Slaughter Race?
Yeah, I can't remember what her name was.
Again, she was a bit forgettable for me. To me, she didn't feel like a character. She felt like a plot device. She felt like a reason for Ralph to go, oh, I was being a bit of a jerk. But that was about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of the characters I felt were a bit forgettable, and the whole internet aesthetic just, it didn't look appealing to me. You know, the whole square, blocky characters.
Yeah.
I just didn't like the look to it. Which is probably why I liked a lot of the, when they were actually in the Oh My Disney bit, because it actually looked like the characters.
Yeah.
Like, C-3PO being the butler to the princesses, that's brilliant to me. And, like, you know, all the princesses having their own little dynamics, that's brilliant as well.
Yes.
But it's more like, I think it should have played to its strengths and stuck with that stuff, because when it's trying to be the satire with the internet stuff, it's just really cringy. And they took the second best joke out of it from the trailer with the bunny and the pancake thing.
Yeah, but they kept it in the credits as well.
Yeah, but that was actually satiring, you know, like mindless kids' entertainment tablet media, so I thought that was quite another clever one, along with the Rick Roll, because, you know, that is actually a tribute to internet culture. So it was a bit of a... You should have left this in, really.
Yeah.
But again, I'm getting ahead of myself here. But I think it's a fundamentally flawed sequel overall, and that's how I judge it, because it is a follow-on, and it's a mainstream follow-on, so... On its own merits, it's just fine. But I think, like, because the first one was so much better, I can't help but compare it.
Yeah.
That's how I've always stood on Ralph Breaks the Internet, though.
Fair enough.
So you got anything else to counteract that?
Not really. I just find it fun and just easy to put on in the background and to watch.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, the highlights are... Say, its highlights when it's actually being funny are actually really funny, but I think it's better to YouTube them rather than just put the film on. Because other than that, it's just background noise. For me.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's move on before I get murdered. Okay, the last one, which is probably my most controversial one, Frozen 2.
Yes.
Oh dear. I think Frozen 2 is the most, like, mixed for me. Because there's a lot I like and there's a lot I hate. For example, the pacing and the plot is all over the place. It's a very unfocused movie for me. And it's a very messy movie in that essence. But I will say, I'm going to, you know, instead I'm going to talk about the positives first. Because I think I can, like, convey them a bit easier. Really like Anna's development. Yeah. I think in the first act it resorts a bit to how it was in Frozen 1. But when you really get into the second and third acts, I think it really goes a long way.
Yeah.
So, Lost in the Woods. Easily a highlight of the film. Has nothing to do with anything, but, you know, absolute highlight, absolute gem. It's the one bit you can't help but smile at, and you can tell he was having way too much fun filming it.
Definitely.
Yep. And it looks really pretty. Yeah. And some of its attempts to, like, add to the world building is quite good. Like, its imagery, I think, is quite good, you know, with its Norse, like, kind of inspired, like, type look to it. That's quite good. You know, with, like, the carvings and the rocks and everything.
Yeah.
And this might be a bit of a weird one, but I quite like the Panic at the Disco cover of Into the Unknown.
I like that version.
I think the music overall is good.
I like the music in Frozen 2.
I don't know if it's better than the first one, personally, but... Somehow, but again, I don't think it would be anywhere... Like, if we bring the musical version into it, then it doesn't fucking compare for me. Again, biased completely. Yeah. Do you have any thing to say about it before I rip this apart? Because, oh god.
I really like Frozen 2.
Don't want to elaborate on that?
I don't know. I don't know how to say it, but like...
I think there was a lot of missed potential with this one. I think that's the one that winds me up the most.
I don't think so.
I do. I think this should have been a series, like the whole Lost Woods thing, rather.
Yeah, I get what you mean, but I just...
For starters, I don't care about any of the side characters, the new ones. The only one I kind of go, oh, he was alright, because he had a second, like, kind of, like, attitude to everything was, you know, the guard.
Matthias?
I don't know any of the names. You know, because, like, when he actually returns to Arendelle and he's got that thing of the picture.
Yeah.
That's it, though. That's all I can really recall. And there was that other bloke who was Sven 2. Not Sven 2, Christoph 2.
Ryder.
Kristoff 2. He didn't have a character, he was Kristoff 2.
And there's Honey Marin.
Who did nothing. Right, say, the element thing, the whole element thing, cool idea, but again, they didn't do anything with it. I think Gale had, like, the wind one had, like, the most characterization, if I'm being honest.
I liked Bruni.
Bruni felt like a toy advert, though. And that's coming from someone who likes Transformers.
Yeah,
Bruni felt like a toy first, and, an element second. The Rock Giants were alright, and at least played a major bit in the final act. Which I will say is another positive. Anna in that final act. That was brilliant.
Yeah. And you actually see her go through some pain.
Yeah.
And actually upset, not staying optimistic like she usually does.
And again, that water horse, that was easily a toy. That was a toy, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it's still cool.
Yeah, no.
That scene where she's like freezing.
I know, but I could think that could have been better if that was her overcoming, like, her parents' trauma, like it looked like in the trailers. That could have been a lot better, but yeah, and say that last bit as well. I really didn't like Elsa in this film. I think that's the main bit that broke it for me. It's a messy film and too much Olaf, way too much Olaf. I think it's pretty and there are good ideas there, but again, I don't think we're given enough time with it, and it feels a bit rushed overall for me. And too much Olaf. I will never stop iterating this. Too much Olaf. Soundtrack's nice, at least, on its own.
I really wish they didn't cut that one deleted song.
What, Anna and Kristoff's one? That's good.
Get this right.
Yeah, I listened to that, by the way, in the end.
You finally listened to it?
Yeah, I did.
I
liked it, yeah. I do think, what do you know about Love is better, though, personally.
I know, but, like...
It's good. I do think a lot of the deleted scenes as well for Frozen 2 are had a lot of potential if you've ever gone through them. If you ever get a chance, go through
I've heard bits, like, is the one with the dress?
Yeah. No, and there's like one with like the dad and the mum like experimenting with the elements and stuff like that. And bits like that. They're really good, and they add another layer which... Because I remember there was that documentary where they cut a lot of it down because they thought it was a bit too daunting for kids.
Yeah.
But I liked a lot of the adult elements, so when it feels like they've dumbed it down for that reason, I feel a bit cheated, if I'm being honest. But yeah. So that is the end of the main Disney film marathon.
Yeah.
The main ones. We've still got a lot to talk about still. Oh
yes.
God. Yep. But
we've done many marathons.
Yeah. Out of the revival era, where would you say that'd rank?
Very high.
Very high. I'd put it on par with
Oh, we're talking about Frozen 2 again.
No, I meant the whole revival era as a whole.
Yeah, because you said out the revival era.
So I was about to say, where do you think it ranks as a whole through the eras?
Yeah. Yeah, very high.
I'd honestly, I don't know if I'd put it, I'd put it Renaissance, type tier. I don't know if I'd put it above the Renaissance. A lot of the films I think are Renaissance worthy.
Yeah.
But as a whole, I think there's a lot more ups and downs, which I guess you can say makes it a lot more interesting.
Yeah.
But now I think we're entering the, as I've nicknamed it, the Disney Plus era. I don't know if anyone else is calling it a different era, but I think I am. Plus management's changed, alright? So I'm allowed to call it that. But yeah, we'll cover that another time.
Yeah.
But yeah, next we'll be moving on to, is it the Disney Channel movies? Oh, God. I hated this. If you like negative me, dear God, you're going to love it.
So this one's going to be fun.
Right, I think that'll be it for now. Thank you so much for keeping on board with us, and until then, any final words? Nope, I say don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and follow us on Twitter and her on Instagram.
Okay.
So thank you so much for listening.
It's been fun.
And take care.
Bye.
Thanks for coming. I need a croissant.
Again.